So Lincoln City are about to kick off their first Football League game in 6 years. This is going to be huge. We're playing Wycombe Wanderers today. Let's go and get those 3 points. And welcome to the Lincoln Loco. Today we're kicking off our League 2 campaign. We're against Wycombe Wanderers today, and we're also playing against Burton Albion in the Carabao Cup first round, League Cup first round. That should be an interesting game, but all the focus is on Wycombe. It's our first league game in 6 years in the Football League, so I'm very, very excited for this. If you watched yesterday's video, then you'll have met the team and you'll have seen what I was sort of planning to do over pre-season, and mostly it's panned out fairly well actually so far. I'll show you what's happened. I guess first of all we'll start with the staff. Obviously Nicky Cowley and Danny Cowley have moved to England. We'll look at that in a little bit. Well, not this episode because no England game's been played, but we'll start to look at that soon. We did bring in another assistant manager instead though, because obviously Nicky Cowley had gone. So it's this chap, Sean North. He came through on the what do you call it? We put the adverts out and he came back as the best one on the adverts. He comes in as assistant manager. Very, very good for this level, I think. He looks fairly decent. Previous spells, assistant manager, Eastleigh, Cheltenham, Wimbledon, Portsmouth as under 18 coach, things like that. So he's been in football a long, long time, and fingers crossed he's going to be really good for us. We also brought in a physio as well. Not too important, I suppose, but Matt Radcliffe comes in with 18 physiotherapy. He was a very good candidate to come through. So used to be a physio at Manchester United as well. So that's a coup for us, really, a real coup. I also spoke about the need for some transfer. Now, we knew we had to focus on strikers, fullbacks and wingers. And we've sort of done that, to be fair. We have sort of done that. Now, if you remember back, I also tried to get an affiliate club, and we've got Everton as our affiliate club. So we've got 2 guys coming in from loan there, which has been really helpful, actually. And it makes sense, actually, to get Everton as our affiliate club because our chairman, well, not really chairman, he's an investor in the club called Clive Nates, is an Everton fan. So it kind of makes sense, actually, from a Lincoln point of view. If you're a Lincoln fan, you'd know this already anyway. So this does kind of make sense that Everton are our feeder club, or parent club, rather. So we brought in Matty Folds, who is a left-back, to complement Sam Habigan on the left-hand side. It comes in fairly well, slightly better than Sam Habigan. Got a lot of potential as well, 19 years old. It's going to be a bit of a battle between these two, who's going to start, but I think we'll probably start with Folds today. We also wanted a new striker as well, so David Henan comes in, also from Everton on loan as a poacher at advanced forward, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's going to be right up there playing with Matt Green. Matt Green, as good as him, basically. So these two are going to be fighting out. We don't really worry about Matt Reed or Ollie Palmer right now, so hopefully these two will be going on quite well. But Matt Green has picked up an injury, so David Henan's going to start for a little while. We've also brought in Brandon Griffiths. We had quite a few guys come in on trials, and he's come in as sort of the best of a bad bunch, really. He's got a lot of potential, 2-star current ability, plays as a striker on that left-hand side. So that's kind of interesting. We've got that now. A little bit more extra there. However, he's not good enough to start at the moment, unfortunately, for us. He's sort of one for the future if he fulfills his potential. We want to try and get him on loan somewhere, but no one wants him. So the board are now looking for affiliate clubs for us to send players on loan to. So fingers crossed that will happen fairly soon. Injury-wise, it's only Matt Green out at the moment, but he's got a sprained ankle, so he's out for another week or 3 weeks, something between that time. So it's not too bad. We're only missing one player. We've actually did really well over the pre-season, missing on injuries. We only had Matt Green and we had someone there with a bruised shin for like 3 days or something like that. So we were really well on injuries, which is quite nice to see because at PSG we had so many injuries, it's ridiculous. So I think that's everything to update you on, actually. I think we've done pretty well so far. I mean, we'll look at the pre-season. It's not hugely important, but we have done fairly well coming into it. A lot of these games were, there's a mix of hard games and poor games, isn't it, really, our level. So we won the games that we should have won, really. A 1-1 draw with Walsall. They scored very, very late on there, so we should have won that, really. We had a great 3-0 win against Oldham, which was, a great performance from us. Real good team effort there. And then we lost 2-0 to Scunthorpe and 2-0 to Bolton. The Bolton game and the Scunthorpe game both had penalties, actually, so really we should have lost 1-0, I think. And we did score one right at the end of this game here. If I can try and find the highlight, if it wants to load for me. Essentially, we had the free kick, it went over the line, but the referee blew his whistle during the free kick. I don't think it's going to load for us, unfortunately. I don't think we can see the highlight for it, but that's what happened, and it was dead annoying. So with all that being said then, I think that is everything to update you on. I think I've gone through everything now, completely everything that's happened over pre-season. We're still looking for a few players. An extra midfield body would be quite nice, because we do play with quite a few central midfielders or CDMs, so another body there would be good. Perhaps someone else on the wings would be nice as well, because our wingers, again, that's like I said, we've not improved on them massively at all. So we need to try and do that at some point soon. I am thinking of also getting rid of Josh Ginnelly from his loan, because we can only put 5 loan players in the squad and we currently have 6. And my reasoning is because Josh Ginnelly is almost surplus to the requirements, because we've got 3 guys who can play in this position here. And if Ginnelly is one of them, he's as good as Cameron Stewart. Anderson's not quite as good on that left-hand side, but he's on that right-hand side wing, sorry, but he's better down here in that more midfield position. But he can play there, and we're training him there. So my thinking is, potentially, if we don't get any injuries, I'm sort of going to send Josh Ginnelly back, because it does free up some more space in the squad, frees up some wages, and potentially it'll be all-round better for everyone involved. But this is the formation we're going for. This is what worked best in pre-season for me. And I think the 4-4-2 is the worst. This one was probably the best, and then the 4-3-1-2 that we sort of showed last time, that worked pretty well as well. But I think for this game against Wycombe, where they're favourites for it and we're away, we're going to play this slightly more defensive formation. We're going to go on the counter-attack more this game, which you could argue is a little bit wrong to do, but I think, considering Wycombe are favourites, we're away, we want to get some points on the board. This is probably the best thing to do for. So Farman is starting in goal today. Now, I still can't decide who's better, him or Vickers, but we'll give Farman a go today. Foulds is that left back today ahead of Habergam. Raggett and Waterfall in the middle and Eardley on that right hand side. Bostwick comes in as that CDM. We knew how good he was. We know that he can play anywhere in this sort of midfield or defence. So he's a very versatile player that will be used. So CDM today for him. Woodyard is that box-to-box midfielder. Whitehouse today is playing as a ball-winning midfielder. Now, he is a player that gets overlooked in real life, but Football Manager seemed to give him some decent stats, especially as a ball-winning midfielder, which I didn't think he really was. But Football Manager says so we'll play him like this for now. Maguire Drew on that left-hand side wing there. Anderson on the right-hand side wing. We're training him to be in that position more, because he's got some really good potential, 5-star potential. So we've got to utilise that. I don't think this position, midfielder right, is a position that we'll use all that much. So this attacking midfield right position is more advantageous for us and for him. So we're training him there. Hopefully he'll pick up that pretty soon, and he'll be the best player we've got in that position very soon. And of course, up front, David Hannan is starting today ahead of all the strikers, mainly because Matt Green's injured, and I don't really like Ollie Palmer. I mean, I've got nothing against him in real life. I'm sure he's a lovely, lovely guy. Just in Football Manager, he's absolutely rubbish. So I do want to get rid of him, if I'm being honest with you here, save some wages. So there we go, that's the team. Let's submit it and hope for 3 points today against Wycombe Wanderers. It's also nice to see that the boys have tweeted me some messages of good luck into this game as well. You know, it's my first game in charge. Alex Woodyard here with a lovely little tweet to me. So I really do appreciate that, Alex. Of course, this tweet not edited in any way whatsoever, but we'll move on. Well, the players are coming out of the tunnel now. This is a lovely. I do like this part of the game actually. This does add to some realism. I never watch him apart from now. This is literally the first time I think I've watched it. So me saying that I really like it, it's probably me lying to you a little bit, as I've never watched it. So we'll ignore that now. Let's just go on. Forest Green Rovers though, start the season, top of the season. I don't like Forest Green Rovers. They're against football in my eyes. Most people don't seem to know, but Forest Green Rovers, their owner just throws money at the club and they lose about $2.5 million a year. So they're not sustainable, even though they try to be. They're just not sustainable, and it's fine because they've been drawing again now, and now they're even losing. So it's all right. Right, Football League debut for me, obviously, as the manager, and Lincoln for the first time in 6 years. The first highlight now coming towards us. Bostwick collects it on the edge of the area now, plays it out to Whitehouse, who gets tackled, and he's fighting Bean, but Bean does win the ball in the end, and he manages to clear it up to Cowan Hall. And now, unfortunately for us, Wycombe Wanderers are starting to come forward, and this is not what we want at all, as Craig Mikhail Smith has been put forward there, and already we're 1-0 down. Not what we expected. In real life, obviously, I say obviously, if you're a Lincoln fan, you'll know. If you're not, you won't really care. Wycombe and Lincoln drew 2-2 in real life, so we're trying to beat the results of real life. And as it stands right now, that's not really happening. We're really actually having quite a poor game. 7 shots to our 1 shot, 8 shots to our 1 shot. We need to change this. We need to go to control. And I think we may drop to fluid as well. That might work for us a little bit as well. That might just get us in the game a little bit more. It may work a little bit, but we need to do something because we're being overrun completely. Well, I mean, this is not a first half that's gone very well. There's been very little action and very little anything from our players. We're going to go aggressive at half time. Show me something else in the second half. They look fired up. We've played so well in pre-season. We did really well against teams above us. Bolton, for example, we played really well, just unfortunate not to score goals. We played really well against Scunthorpe, unfortunate to concede a goal there rather than score. I don't think we made too many chances, but defensively we played very well. Obviously, we beat Oldham 3-0, so we've got it in our locker to beat teams, any team if we want to. We just have to show that, as Raggett had an absolute free header there, and you know how dangerous he is. If you remember back to Lincoln v Burnley in the FA Cup last season, Raggett scored the goal there that got us through into the quarterfinals. He's so lethal, and he had a free header there, knocked it down to Waterfall, and Waterfall scores our first Football League goal. I'm delighted. It's time to make some changes, I think, although we'll watch this highlight first, and Maguire puts it in. Again, look at that back post, where, that back post, Raggett was unmarked, and Waterfall wins the header in the air, and unfortunately for him, it's just wide. Maguire puts it in again. It's cleared away this time, but only as far as Hernan. Hernan out to Bostwick. Bostwick gets tackled on the edge of the area now, and it's Wycombe Wanderers with a chance to clear the ball. They clear the ball from danger, and that's the end of the highlight. Let's make some changes then. Right, Woodyard and Whitehouse not playing particularly well, which is a bit unusual, because usually they're very, very solid. We'll take Whitehouse off, I think. We'll bring Billy Knott on, and as we're playing more attacking now, we'll put him on as an advanced playmaker and see if he can do something there. Any more changes to make right now? I would bring off Hernan, but he's a lot better than Matt Reed, and if anyone's going to change the game, it'd be him more than Matt Reed, I think, especially if they're only playing the one striker. So I think we'll leave it for now, but with 10 minutes to go or so, perhaps we do make that change. I'm actually very impressive how we've got ourselves back into this game in the second half, as Knott puts the ball in. There, Waterfall again with his second goal of the season already. Bloody hell, this is amazing. We're now 2-1 up, moving up to 5th position in the league, and it's through Luke Waterfall scoring 2 goals from corners, and Wycombe have been all over the place from corners. Absolutely unbelievable from them. You would have thought they'd learnt from that first time, and then Waterfall nearly scored again, and now he's got his second of the game from a corner. This is fantastic. We'll make another change now as well. Anderson not playing too well and he's looking quite nervous, so we'll take him off, bring Cameron Stewart on, who's going to play that position. Probably a bit more than Anderson will do, but I do prefer Anderson. He's on a 3-year deal. Cameron Stewart's only here till January, and I don't particularly want to extend his contract past there, because if I can help it. So I want Anderson to learn position as quick as possible. So we're going to be in a bit of a sticky situation on that right hand side. We might be a little bit weak going forward. We'll make one more change as well, just to try and keep things fresh. We'll take Eardley off. He's not had the best game and he's looking a little tired, so we'll bring Rob Dickey on. He can play on that right hand side, albeit not the best, but he can play there, and it gives a bit more versatility there as well. So 10 minutes to go. Let's hold on. Well, I think we're going to do it. I actually think we're going to do it. After going 1-0 down, we've come back, showed some character in the second half. We're still down in the stats, which is slightly worrying, considering we're trying to go attacking now. Obviously, we started off counter-attacking, and that did not work at all. We won't try that again. Saying that, we are playing Burton next, so perhaps that is something we should try against Burton rather than going all-out attack. But then again, we've got nothing to lose, so maybe Burton is a game we should do that, and I don't know how Wycombe did not score there with only 10 seconds left on the clock. Oh my goodness, that was literally a golden opportunity for them. And now we might have a chance to score at the other end as Maguire comes forward, puts it into the area, it's cleared away, and that looks like it's going to be the last bit of action for the game. And the ball is cleared from the Wycombe half. We're still coming forward with it though. The referee's not quite blown his whistle yet. Not on the ball, through to Henan. Maguire with another chance to put the ball in, but that's it. It is full time now. Wycombe 1, Lincoln 2. We've won our first game of the season, our first game back in the Football League. And this is delightful. Let's talk to the team passionately. That was special, lads. No one gave us a chance because we were underdogs. And I gave us a chance, but apparently no one gave us a chance. Congratulations. Everyone looks delighted. That will do wonders for the morale and the team cohesion and everything like that. We'll look at the dynamics in a minute, but that is a fantastic result for us in the first game of the season. I mean, I don't want to say anything, but Danny Cowley and Nicky Cowley only drew that game with Wycombe, whereas I won it. So I don't want to say I'm a better manager, but I'm a better manager. All right, the dynamics are looking really good actually at the moment. The dressing room atmosphere is really, really good, so that's a real positive. Managerial support is good. I mean, I've never seen it this good for me before, so I'll take that completely. Match cohesion, though, still not very good. I think that is to do with the mental stat in our players. I don't think the mental stats really help us out that much, so we're still working on it. I think it is obviously going up because this green arrow says so, but it's not going up as quickly as I would have liked it to. Interestingly as well, Elliot Whitehouse has dropped to the other players rather than influential players due to a decreasing ability on the pitch. So we'll have to have a little word with him here. Interaction, we'll have to warn him and say, we'll have to criticise his training level, step it up. And he says, that's unfair. Oh, I've already done it, haven't I? I've already ruined the team dynamics. I've told him to step up. Okay, I'll say sorry. Maybe I was too harsh. We'll leave it there for now, he says. That's okay. I mean, it said his ability's gone down, so clearly he's not training very well, but he doesn't think I have been fair on him. Remember, there is still a like target of 50 likes this week to get a bonus episode at the weekend. So make sure you like the video to make sure you get that bonus episode at the weekend. Right, so we're starting this game against Burton now in the League Cup. We've made a few changes. We've brought Long on for Eardley instead. We've brought Habigan on as well. We've brought Not on as that attacking playmaker, or advanced playmaker, rather than Elliot Whitehouse. We'll give Not a run this time. And we brought Vickers on as well for farming, because we need to decide who's our best goalkeeper. So we'll give Vickers a little run out today, albeit against a much better side than we just played. I'm also under the impression that we've got nothing to lose here, so let's just play with some confidence. Let's relax. Let's go attacking. So a bit risky, perhaps, but why not? So kick-off is upon us. We're playing the Red, Burton in the yellow, and Burton, the Championship side. I mean, I still don't understand how they've got there in real life. Burton. Championship. It doesn't sound right, does it? They're still there. They didn't get relegated last season. Did really well, actually, not to get relegated. So, opening 20 minutes, though, been fairly positive. There's not been a highlight yet against us. So, that's what I mean by positive. There is now, though, as the corner comes in, and it's straight in the back of the net for Burton. So, good start, Tom. Good start. I mean, as soon as I said we're doing well, that's when the bad things happened. So, if I start saying we're going to lose this game now, a highlight's going to come now, surely, for us to score. I mean, there is a highlight. There's not a highlight. I don't know what that was for. That confuses me. Right, we've got a corner now, and we know we're dangerous from them. Maguire Drew puts it in, cleared away this time, but Anderson, though, on the ball, puts it back to Waterfall. Waterfall loses possession. Burton are back on the ball, though, and this is not good. Miller coming forward, the goal scorer, plays it to Flanagan, plays it to Naylor. Naylor through to Palmer. Hopefully, I mean, I kind of hope it is our Palmer. They can take our Palmer, for all I care. He's not going to get a game this season. I'm sorry to him, mate. I'm sure he's a lovely guy in real life, but you're just not going to him this. Anderson's been put forward, though, and that was so close. Inches wide of the post there. That was our first shot as well, which is kind of poor considering all things. But now Palmer with a corner for Burton. It's cleared away. He's got another chance to put the ball in. It's in again, and Marvin Sordell scores. So maybe going attacking this game wasn't the best thing to do. Right, half time. We'll go aggressive at the boys because we want to show better than this. You're terrible out there. Maguire Drew looks demotivated by, but everyone else looks fired up. So I don't care too much. We're experimenting still a little bit here at Lincoln. We're still experimenting, trying to find out what works best for us. We're not expected to win this game as Miller makes it 3-0. I mean, if we were expected to win this game, we're not expected to win it now because we are 3-0 down with so long to go. So I think tactical changes are going to be made. We'll just freshen things up a little bit. Right, so we're going to change things up. We're moving to this formation, the 4-3-1-2 formation. We'll bring Whitehouse on and Reed on, which means Maguire and Anderson on the wings have come off. And maybe this will change things. We'll move down to a standard mentality and hope for the best, really. Hope for the best going forward with this. I mean, we can't be doing much worse, can we? Hernando on the ball loses it, but wins it back straight away again. Now he's coming forward through to Not. The changes haven't been made yet, so Anderson has his chance now to get an assist. He puts it into middle, but it's been cleared away. Sean Long now with the ball, puts it in towards the middle. Again, cleared away, and Woodyard shot wide of the mark. We're just missing our opportunities here. We've only had 2 opportunities, to be fair, only 2 shots this whole game, which is really, really poor. Whitehouse on the ball then as we come forward now. Matt Reed on the ball back out towards Billy Knott. Billy Knott, if you can get a ball through to Sean Long, he's just not getting forward. Get yourself forward, mate, Sean Long. He's just lingering at the back there. Through to Matt Reed, through to Whitehouse, and Whitehouse actually makes it 3-1. This tactical change could be revolutionary. Dyer on the ball, then Burton Albion puts it through to Marvin Sordell, and Marvin Sordell hits the crossbar there very late on in this game. Fortunately for the boys, it looks like we are going to be knocked out of the League Cup, which isn't great, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. We still got the Checker Trade Trophy, which is nonsense, but there is a lot of prize money in that. So I think I'm going to try and take it fairly seriously, but we've lost the game. We're out the Cup. We deservedly so, to be fair. Burton were all over us. We weren't the better side at all, so I'll take that. We'll talk to the team and just say, you gave it your best. Good effort, lads. They look delighted with that, to be fair. So morale stays up. Right then, coming forward then, next episode. What are we going to do for the next episode? Of course, there's a lot of derbies coming up pretty soon. So, I reckon a Stevenage and a Forest Green could be a decent shout for an episode. Maybe a Luton or Stevenage. Depends what's going on there. I think it'll definitely be Stevenage and either Forest Green or Luton. And then, of course, we have to play Grimsby. And I think I'd rather do Barnet than Everton under 23s. That's just more entertaining. Who cares about that? We care about Barnet more. And actually, if you're a Lincoln fan, you'll know there is a bit of rivalry between Lincoln and Barnet and things like that throughout the year. So I think next episode then will be Luton and Stevenage, and then we'll do Barnet and Grimsby, because Grimsby is the big game, of course. And we're missing out Mansfield, Notts County. They are local derbies for us, but we do play them later on in the season. We play in the Chequers Trade Trophy, both teams actually. And then going forward as well, we play them again. So I think at some point we'll have to do these two again, because we can't not do them, essentially. Right, thank you very much for watching today's episode. If you've enjoyed it, please do drop a like. Remember, you've got a likes target of 50 to reach throughout this week to get a bonus episode this weekend. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well, because there'll be plenty more Football Manager content coming out for you, especially Lincoln City stuff, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's honestly, I know I've only done 2 episodes, 1.5 technically, I suppose, if you call the first one a proper episode. I don't know if you do or not. But I'm already enjoying this more than any other save I've done on Football Manager. So if you're enjoying it, make sure you join me on this journey as well. I'll see you tomorrow.